Hello, everybody. I'm Scott Standis, cartoonist here, one of the cartoonists here at Counterpoint, and welcome to the inaugural edition of CounterCast.
Yay.
And what a week to start talking about editorial cartooning and the profession. And to join us is Nick Anderson, the Pulitzer Prize winning co-founder and executive director of Counterpoint. Nick, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thanks for hosting, Scott.
So I don't know if you want to break the news or should I? I'll just jump in and I'll babble because I'm already babbling. The Pulitzer Board, which 2 of the last 3 years has picked a non-cartoonist to win the Cartoonist Award, just to catch people up on the inside dope of editorial cartooning, what's been happening in the profession. Well, this year, they took it a step further. Nick, what'd they do?
They decided not to give any award at all in the
Bastards!
story of editorial cartooning. Brilliant, brilliant work.
And the 3 cartoonists, they did pick finalists. The way this works, people, if you don't know how this works, is it's a 2-tiered process. There's a jury that goes through the allegedly looks at all of the entries. And I have a story about that some other time. But they look through the entries and they pick 3 finalists and they send them up to the main board of the Pulitzer Committee. Then the committee looks over the 3 and they say, okay, we like this person or that person. And that's for every category. But this year they sent up 3 cartoonists who were terrific.
There's actually one more thing that from what I understand, there's 3 finalists and then there's 3 alternates. If they don't like the 3 finalists, then they can go to the alternates.
So that's like alternate Miss America.
Yeah, right. The alternates are never announced, but they sometimes, and that's what happened last year. They went to one of the alternates. Continue.
Again, a non-editorial cartoonist, as I think Nick and I would, define that word. Mm-hmm. So this year, as Nick said, they did not pick a winner. Nick, on the pissed off-o-meter of 1 to 10, where are you?
12. 2020 was one of the best years for editorial cartooning ever. It was the best year in my lifetime for being a cartoonist and the work that I saw. It was historically important. Many of us on the left, which I am, felt like our democracy was in some danger and there was some concern. And many of us just threw ourselves into our work. And I thought it brought out the best in our profession. And there was just extraordinary work done. And so to have no award given this year of all years is absurd.
One of the most historic years in the history of our republic. I mean, inarguably. And editorial cartooning has been shared, like crazy the last year for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you go on Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, you see memes, but you see editorial cartoons as well, copied and pasted, shared all over the place. Now, we don't necessarily monetize any of that, but we can see the impact of it is widespread. Editorial cartoons are as effective as they have ever been, if not more effective. And we're extremely effective last year and consequential, and yet nada from the Pulitzer Board.
Well, what's amazing to me is that, words are, gold in that temple, apparently, because by contrast, Americans are reading less now than ever before. I believe the number now is 11 to 15 minutes a day. And that includes tweets, texts, emails, everything. They're reading less. So what would work best? What's a really great way of communicating a single idea in a powerful way? And also, given that it's usually in one or two or panels, maybe 4 at the most, I'm trying to think the best conduit to actually look at something like that. And that would be a really great way to,
a meme, right? A meme is what you're going to say.
Wait, no. Editorial cartoons. Here's the thing, folks, is that editorial cartooning, the people behind the editorial cartoons are smart, learned, well-read, and for the editorial board to do this to us, can you think of any explanation that makes any sense, Nick?
The only explanation I can, and this is complete speculation, the three finalists were very unconventional. And I think the initial tier of jurors, I think, was trying to force the hand of the Pulitzer board into doing something unconventional. I think there is a movement amongst some cartoonists that they need to broaden their horizons and do like alternative cartooning. Some names that aren't very well recognized, and I think they tried to force the hand of the Pulitzer board into doing something unpredictable and unconventional. And I think the Pulitzer board basically said, no, we're not going to do that. And they're not going to, they have the freedom to go back into all the other entries and pick one, but they chose not to do that. That's the only thing I can guess, is they didn't like these as Pulitzer worthy and chose not to do the work of looking at the rest of the entries.
Yeah, but as I mentioned earlier, two of the last three winners of the Pulitzer Prize for editorial cartooning weren't political cartoonists. One of them was a writer. I mean,
yeah. Never mind my theory. Never mind. You're right.
Well, but they were also, one was for the New Yorker, who was a New Yorker cartoonist and very good, but a New Yorker cartoonist. And the other one, it was a series of graphic depictions of a Syrian immigrant coming to the United States. And
from a newspaper that disdains editorial cartoons. And
the New York Times, the same newspaper that also fired two cartoonists for running a cartoon neither of them drew.
Right.
So
it's great. It's a great time to be an editorial cartoon.
It really, you mentioned it is a great time politically. So what happens next, Nick? What are next steps for you, for Counterpoint, for the profession?
So this is a good segue into Counterpoint. So editorial cartooning, the profession, is not in a great place as far as where it stands in the journalism world. Newspapers don't seem to value editorial cartoons anymore. Not a lot of newspapers employ editorial cartoonists. Not a lot of news websites employ editorial cartoonists. So Counterpoint is an effort to decouple our fates from the newspaper business and to do something on our own terms and to deliver an editorial cartoon in a way that is unusual. What we do, first of all, we pay cartoonists for original content. We're not just using syndicated work. We pay them for the original work and for the rights to run it first. And we pay reasonably well given the today's market.
Not just for the exposure.
Not just for the exposure, yeah. We run two cartoons, one from a liberal, one from a conservative, and then we have a blurb written by each cartoonist about what their thought process is, which is also something new. Nobody else is doing that. So it's a new delivery mechanism, and we've seen pretty good growth and reader interest, and we've also seen reader interest in keeping this format. We did last year during the election period, I got a little worried about our business model. I'm thinking, people don't want to pay or even look at the other side. They don't want to pay for what this is. They don't want to look at it because we're so polarized. So we ran a reader poll. Overwhelmingly, close to 90% of our readers said, keep the current format. I like seeing the other point of view, and I like it in this format because I may not like the point of view, but at least it's very quick and amusing. So I'm getting into a little bit of our two-tiered business model. We have 3 days a week, which are paid. We have paid subscribers, which support us. And then 2 days a week are free. We have about 88,000 current subscribers for the free send and about 2,000 for the paid subscription. Anyway, I'm rattling on and on.
That's why we have editors. That's why we can edit. So as far as the Pulitzer goes, Counterpoint is responding to this slight.
Yes. We are in the process of writing a statement. I wrote a draft last night. I bounced it off the cartoonist, and we're doing some revisions. And we'll probably get that released in the morning. We're gonna release a statement.
And I'm guessing we're pissed off.
Yes, I'm having to tone it down. My initial draft, some cartoonists thought was maybe a little over the top, but
really,
you got to write some. You were not one of those. You didn't think it was over the top.
No, I think that's in this day and age. When you can say, you can cry fake news and insurrection isn't insurrection and things like that. Yeah, I don't think there's a top to go over.
Well, we have 16 cartoonists, which means on any given issue we're going to have 17 opinions on anything. because somebody's bound to have to. So, at least. So trying to get everybody on the same page is nearly impossible. So I'm kind of trying to write something that everyone can be on board with. So it may be a little watered down in the long run. Maybe that's best. I don't know.
I think people will get the definitely.
It's not going to be mild. It'll be a little more mild than what I currently have, I think.
And the Association of American Editorial Cartoonists, as well, the professional group, is also responding to this.
Yes.
I mean, I'm trying to think, this may be a crazy question because it's not like you're going to write your congressman and tell him to bring back editorial cartooning. But there is really literally no one to complain to about this. If you're a journalist, if you're just interested in editorial cartooning, there's nothing they can do right now, right? I mean,
as far as I know, I think that's right. I think about all we can do is release a statement and make our wishes known or make our thoughts known, and maybe they will be somewhat responsive. I have no idea. But we can't stay silent.
We can't. Hey, Nick, where can people follow your work?
Go to counterpoint.com and you can follow all of our work. Sign up for the free email, and if you want to pay $5 a month, you can see Counterpoint every day. And then of course, Facebook and Twitter, I'm easy to find.
Okay, great. Nick, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Scott.
You've been watching CounterCast. I'm Scott Standis, and we'll see you again next week.